This video here is for me. I don't know if I'll ever post it or anybody ever see it, but this is my mind frame at this present time. And I'm going to be honest with my own self. Like I said, it may not be for no one but me. And I'm going to look back over the structure of the life that I've lived and look at it in a positive and a negative way. And try to make sense of it all and why I'm in this place that I am in today. The life that I've lived, I've done a lot of things that if I say I regret, then I would deny my growth. If I say I rejoiced in them, then would I make my boast. Therefore, I'm just going to be neutral and just say it was the life that I lived. And if I offended people when I was coming through that mental imagery life that I was living, if I would say I'm sorry, then I would hinder their growth. And if I would say that I'm glad, then I would boast over them. So I would just say the life that we lived in the same circle at the same time. But I'm assuming in my life a low self-esteem of myself. I begin to look at that now. And people call it prideful, arrogance, and even some call it evil. But the things that I do, I don't want to do them. The things that I should do, that I don't do. And I'm trying to make sense of why that is when I'm supposed to belong to the Christ. Has my life been ordained to be this way and never change? Or am I subject for change with abundance? I question these things on a daily basis now. I think about the word life and what it means. When I look at life different from the next person that's living the extension of the life that they have. I look at the portion I'm given. And when I look at it, it seems like I'm hungry, not for materialism or food, but for a spiritual awakening of the very essence that I am. I want to know me. And I find it hard to do because me don't want to be known by any person. Me want to be secretive, lying, envying, jealousy, always doing those things that displeases me, but self do them. And so I'm trying to come in agreement with self that we both be made one in one form, in one flesh, in one man. So I'm putting my thoughts now into camera mode that I can reflect back on them at a later time to see where my mind frame was at that time and season in the life that I was living through the extension has been given unto me by the invisible all. And so I was trying to imagine myself now in a different setting, in a different light at this season, and I can't see it. Right now I'm in Topeka, Kansas. And what do I think about Topeka, Kansas? And really, in depthness of it all, it's all right. But I'm not looking for anything to do as per se to entertain myself anyway, so I don't have to worry about trying to find a club or some other thing to entertain me. I want to know me, so therefore the only person I want to entertain is self. I don't want to entertain nobody else because somebody else is going to take me and lead me and try to have authority and power over the life that I have been given. So I prefer not to do that. So I spend my time now basically alone. And how do I feel about that? Well, I've never really had what you call friends, no way. Never. I wasn't a very popular guy, nor am I now. Most people that seem to think they may know me, they have a hard time being around me because they say my speech is hard and I'm a hard man and I'm stuck in my ways and so they are pretty much right. Pretty much right. I look at people and life and I don't understand what they're doing. It's hard for me to understand it. I'd be trying to relate to people according to what people say they are. And yet, I don't see it. I don't see it. But I don't shy away from them. I continue to be around them. But what they don't see in me, then they proceed to judge me as though I don't have what I need to be around them. And so they exclude me from their company. That's all right, though. I don't mind. And so I've been low self-esteem of self. You know, I've always thought that I wasn't good enough for a certain thing, or I wasn't supposed to have a certain thing, or I'm not supposed to be in a certain place because I'm not worthy enough to have those things because I talk and say and live according to what the book says I should. And so I look at that situation and I'm like, well, if there was a universe where that book didn't exist and you need to communicate and function with the very image of Christ that live within your very essence, within your own self, then what would you do? Are you afraid to really get to know Christ on Christ's level? A consciousness of the high calling and purpose of life. You got to come to an understanding on that right there. You don't need no book, no building, no man, no tradition, no doctrine, no custom to lead you into that place. Because that place is excluded between you and he. And there's nothing in between the two of you. So why not try to, as though you would get to know him, through your own heart, your own mind, your own soul, your own understanding, and all man be a liar. But let the Spirit of Christ, the Logos, be the only truth that man can receive and grow with. See, that's what I'm confessing. No matter what no one else says concerning Jesus or Buddha or what they call him, Muhammad, whoever people call upon as being secure for them. I don't call upon that person because that person can't secure me from a place that I belong already anyway. There's no way possible that you can separate me from me and the all. It is impossible. That don't exist no way in nobody's thought, nobody's mind, nobody's heart, nobody's soul. A book told you that. But bless God, I know the truth is I can't be separated from life. Life is who I am, and life is me, and me is life. We are one and the same. And when this breath that Christ have called life leave this body, then all the workers of it shall also cease to work in the body. And then the body will lie down. But is that the final stage, or as far as the body goes, or where does that spirit, that breath, that man had in his nostrils and allowed him to continue to beat and live and move in this realm, where does it go? It goes right back into the bosom from which it came. So therefore, I don't need nothing to give me that permission, nor do I need anything to hinder me from having that permission. It has been ordained by the all to make me understand that we are one in the same. So above, so beneath. So in heaven, so is in earth. It makes no difference what my mind may comprehend or think concerning this very issue or what your book might read, but it's the truth. Hey, you can't be separated from the very air you breathe because you are the air you breathe. You are life. And you came from life and you're going to proceed back into life. I don't know how that's done, because right then I put a separation between the all and myself. And I'm trying not to do it because I understand that I can't go back into nothing I'm already is. Already is life. I can't go back into it because I am life. I am the persona of life. Now, which portion are you given to live out? But the portion I have, I am life. And I am life eternal. And God made that which is on the outside also. And he made them to be as one. There's no separation between me, self, and I. I'm just trying to get to know the guy, because he's a hard man to know. He has principles and morals. His understanding is far beyond mine, and I want to understand his speech, and I want to understand why he thinks the way he does. I'm trying to get to know him, and then I'll know the power of the resurrection, because I'll know me. But anyway, this is what I got from my afternoon delight, when I began to look back over what I've spoken, and the mind that I had at that time, and the thoughts and ideas and imagination was coming from the tongue. It was a blessing to be able to speak to me today, because, well, number one is I enjoy it. I enjoy me. I don't mind being around people, but I enjoy me better, because a lot of people can't live with their own self because they have to have people around them, or playing games or something to entertain themselves. And so therefore they find themselves always in noise and talking about people and doing anything. Why not talk to yourself? Why not be with yourself? You are the greatest person that's on this planet Earth. There ain't none greater than you. And then the next person will say the same thing. But anyway, I thank you. Thank you. But did you speak your mind? No, not really. I wanted to talk about me and how I feel about slothfulness and not having a care for anything in specific, and not pressing harder toward the goal that you think you set for yourself. I want to talk about why that's not taking place. That's what I want to talk about, why that's not taking place. Because I'm doing my part. I'm sowing. But there's another portion that comes with it that makes it one, is reap. Now, if I'm always sowing and never reaping, there's what we call a tear between the two halves. They're not whole anymore. So I'm trying to understand what law is given that contradict what I believe in my heart and soul to be true. What law has been given? Because I don't believe that what Christ is ordained on what he does. I just don't believe that. And so who I am don't dictate what I do, because who I am is who I am regardless of what I do. So that's what I look at now. So I can't say that I'm not being blessed because of that. That would be a deception, an illusion of truth. So why then am I not being prosperous and good success, even as my soul prospered? My soul is not prospering. You tell me that my soul is not doing well, because now, hold up now. You said that I was a workman created in Christ Jesus for good works. Therefore, why should I then have to do bad works when bad works don't belong to me? I'm created in good works. That's all I know. I don't know no bad works. So everything I do is good and very good. So I'm trying to understand now how and what law has given itself between you and me to allow it to extract what has been freely born unto myself. How can this be? What law has been given? And I still find it to be true. There's a law, a force or power or authority that's in contrast with everything is an opposite attraction, duality. So there's also a good and an evil, a right and a wrong. But I don't see that. I don't see that. That's separation. I can't comprehend that. All of my mind comprehend one. So now when I look at evil, evil according to whom? Because you said everything you brought into existence or being is good and very good. So once I hear it right there, it's no debate about it. I have to look at the thing we call sin and evil and all those things. I really have to look at those things as though they don't exist. Why? Because you said you are good and very good, and I believe that portion of your word. So come on. So I'm just trying to understand now why I'm not being financially, as the thing they use for commodity, the thing we call dollars or cash or currency. You know, I want to be able to help people in a way that I believe in my heart, soul, and mind, and even the strength you put in my heart to believe this, that they will be a blessed people and begin to be enlightened and have a thought of a high consciousness of the force that had brought them into being. And so I would love to be able to help people like that, you know. But I can't help people if I'm always struggling myself in that area. Now you say a cheerful heart is a cheerful giver. If my people and myself included always depressed and always down, and we don't have a cheerful heart according to tradition, customs, and your word, as according to man have brought it into being. We don't have that in our lives. So what do we do? Because it's not our choice to have or not to have. It has been given unto me to know the mysteries of the wisdom of God. I don't supposed to have to know them. They have been given unto me to know. So I'm supposed to already possess them, or why I don't understand them. Why I don't understand them? Why I don't understand them. So what I'd ask you this right here. Answer me this, please. It may be what we call wrong, what people say or something, but it's not to me. Not to me. Excuse me. The way I feel about it right now, I go around and I play the pick three. The number I have picked, when I first started playing, I was playing it to win money. But through the course of me playing that number on a daily basis, it became more than me just winning money. It became my faith, my belief, and my hope that I knew that number was going to come. So I proceeded to play it every day. So when I first started, I was trying to win me some money. But as I began to soar towards that abundant number that has been given, then I changed and began to hey, faith, that number coming, belief took in, and I held on to it, and I've been holding on to it. Am I growing weak and weary of it? Yeah. But am I going to let go of it yet? No. So good. What? I still believe. But wait a minute. Belief is an action word, is it not? Which brings on faith. And faith is an abstraction of whatever you sowed for, is it not? So I've sown for the financial gains of this dispensation of your grace. Then why am I not receiving it? Is there some reason that you're telling me that my faith and my hope and my belief is not sown towards the right thing, and so therefore they shan't come to pass, even though they're in that? Oh, no, you got to be better than that with me. Even though I have my faith in that. Now you're going to tell me it can't come to pass. Wait a minute. Hold up. You're the God yesterday and today and forevermore. You change not. So whatever yesterday was, today is, and whatever today brings, tomorrow has already done. So it cannot be unbroken that I should receive the things I ask for. Because I asked him according to what you told me. You said anything I ask for while I'm in prayer, you told me don't doubt it, it is mine. And you told me that by your own voice, your own love, your own heart, your own mind towards me. And I heard that word and I gobbled it down because it was good to my soul. Now I bring that word back to you because you said, put me in remembrance of my word, and see when I perform everything that had been sent out to do, because my word will not return to me void. Therefore, I believe that by faith, and I believed it because you decreed it in my heart, my soul, my mind, and down to the voice that I even speak at this present time. Therefore, I believe. And so I'm trying to understand now why it's not working, because it's a universal thing. It's not a flesh and blood matter. It's not a church matter. It's not a nation matter. It's a matter between faith and faith. They're supposed to line up somewhere, and whatever that faith has asked faith for, they should be decreed. And it should be made manifest. So what's wrong? You tell me what's wrong, because I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to understand you, man. Because hey, if you don't give me no answers, I can't have none, because man can't give me an answer for something that they don't know concerning my personage. This is my personage. This is what I've been given to live and dwell in. And therefore, who can tell me more about mine than me? This is mine. This is my possession here. It's not on loaner. This is my possession. But I'm talking about God. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Hold up. You got to come back to reality. Me and my Father, we are one. We are one. And I told you whatever's in heaven is so also on earth. We are one. You can't separate us. But anyway, I thank you for allowing me to speak with you for this brief moment concerning what was bothering my heart, and yet it still had not been discussed as of yet. But I'll talk to you later.